ਮੀ ਚਾਬੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਦੀ? ਮੈਂ ਚਾਰਜ ਲੈਣਾ ਸੀ।
2017 season. And unfortunately for him, let 6 in the second leg. And who will ever forget that? He takes the goal kick square to Quater. Quater goes long down the right flank, up towards Lindström. Flag goes up straight away though. Questioning the decision, but we're back underway and Busquets strokes one out right to Araujo, the Uruguayan. Knocks it back to Piqué. Slow stuff so far. But Piqué launches one out left to the far side, switches it. Quater wins the header, and it'll be a throw-in for Barcelona. Alba with the throw-in goes back 5 yards to the uber-talented Pedri. What a player. What a pleasure and a privilege to watch this young man develop. And the other fella on the other side, Gavi, equally gifted. And here is Gavi, loses out to Gibraltar. Barcelona now managed to Barcelona showing their intent. So Pedri, in his gloves, takes the corner into the 6-yard box, headed clear first time, comfortably by Borré. Goes back to the halfway line, but now Daichi Kamada gives Frankfurt the first opportunity to get down that left. It's overhit though towards Kostic, and it'll run through to Ter Stegen. You will not miss Ter Stegen tonight. Bright orange head to toe. Free kick's being given though, just in the right back position. It'll be Roland Araujo to take it. Can't miss him either, and his silver dyed hair. Well, blonde now. It was silver at the weekend. Ter Stegen again. Chips one out left to Alba. Takes down on the chest. Hooks it back over his head, but he's under pressure. And he's unlucky there. Lindström to give a free kick away. Eintracht Frankfurt. Alba caught dwelling on it really, but free kick's taken, and it'll be Gerard Piqué with his gloves. Not the only one tonight on the Spanish side wearing gloves. Loose ball down the right hand side though. Poor. And Frankfurt with a quick throw in from Kostic into Kamada. Lovely cut back into the box. Rolls to the edge of the box now, and Quater's going to have a go, and it just goes wide, and it takes a deflection. Quater from the right-hand side of the penalty area. Corner ball for Eintracht Frankfurt. Jordi Alba's down in his own box, holding his hip. So a bright start here at the Deutsche Bank Park. Daichi Kamada cut it back there, rolled beyond everybody, and it was Quater who came onto it. Lindström lashed at it, missed it with the left peg, and there the shot takes a deflection, and out it goes. And Oliver Glasner, the Austrian manager of Frankfurt, with his head in goalward. From his goal line, looks left, and it's a good, accurate line. Gavi and Quater clash, and the ball roll out for a goal kick. But bright start. At the back post. Oh, and And Sao coming onto it from just 12 yards out with the left foot, side-footed. Swiss had test. PK looking for near side, fouls him. He's not happy, Jakic, but clearly pushing the back on the youngster. And the hosts on black looking ominous, going forward down both flanks. Missed to penetrate into the box now. He checks back. He's got Tuta in front of him. He threads it through to Alba. And now it's getting forced down to the corner flag. Alba rolls it back and it cannons off a black shirt off Tuta and out for a Barcelona throw-in on the far side. What can you say about Pedri? Scored that goal at the weekend against Sevilla. One dummy, two dummy, bottom corner, similar to the one against Galatasaray. Incredible gift. Takes the corner short to Gabi, goes back to retrieve it. It's pushed out to Alba. Alba's going to cross in towards the penalty spot with the left foot, and it goes beyond everyone and straight out for a goal kick that Kevin Trapp will be glad to take. Yeah, his 50th appearance tonight, Trapp, experienced at this level. It would have been Frankie de Jong's 50th as well. He's on the bench. The long ball down the right flank towards Lindstrom, and he wins it, but he's unlucky. It cannons off his heel, and Alba wins it back and switches it to Traore. Traore now at pace, lovely footwork on the edge of the box, 25 yards out, it's dispossessed. And what a great start we have here in Germany. Daichi Kamada goes down the left-hand side, hugging that flank. He's got Araujo in front of him. Kostic driving down the left on the overlap, and he's got the legs on Araujo, and it's a lovely cross in. And at the last second, it's clipped clear by Gavi. Especially down this left-hand side, it's Kostic did say before the game he's got some wicked left foot. And the ball in, so difficult to deal with. And on second inspection of Gavi's clearance, he clears it with his left foot as he's sliding in, just in front of the goal. But he's certainly meant to angle that away, out for a corner, away from the harm. And he's fuming, Gavi. Only 17, but what a character. It gets swung in by Kostic, the corner, towards the penalty spot. Good headed clearance. Solid by Alba. Kamada hooks it over his head. Goalkeeper doesn't fancy the bounce. Does catch it in the end, under pressure from Evan and Dika. Approaching 10 minutes, still 0-0, but could have had 3 goals here at the Deutsche Bank Park. Long ball over the top now, though, to Aubameyang. Good first touch. He's into the box. Solid defending from Ndika, who's just come back from the other end of the park. Ball played back to the halfway line to Ronald Araujo. Square to Eric Garcia. In the game after all these early scares. Piqué brings it up from the halfway line. He's looking left. He fancied a little diagonal ball to Torres, but no run from Torres. Goes back to Garcia. And here is Piqué again. Tries to force it through the middle. It's loose though, and the deflection will drop kindly for Kamada. Inside to Jakic. He's got option out right. On the halfway line, far side. Out to Borré, the Colombian, but poor control from Knauf in the end. And it's out for a throw-in for Barcelona, taken. And here's captain Busquets. Another loose ball though, but Aubameyang somehow gets on the end of that. Centre half, played against Scotland last week in that 2-2 game. He knocks that out for a throw-in. Torres goes to take it, but he'll leave that for Jordi Alba. Some game that, Scotland-Austria. Rode the luck a little, Scotland, even though they were 2-0 up, but Hinteregger was in 60 cap region for Austria. As Barcelona come again from the halfway line. Piqué with his bright red boots. Terribly loose ball. Hits it out left, halfway down the half, and it bounces straight out for a throw-in. Near nobody. And Xabi on the sideline there. In a thick black coat. It's not Barcelona weather when you consider the wind today. He's got his arms crossed, looking pensive. It's not a great start from his side so far. Throw-in taken up to Jakic for Frankfurt, but one back and the ball's going to get rolled back to Ter Stegen. Plays it out to Araujo. Looks like he's going to sign a new deal. Araujo, he's been linked to Manchester United, Manchester City, and a few of the other big boys. Scored 4 goals this season, won an El Clasico, real bright future, 23 years old. Normally plays centre half, but right back tonight in the absence of Dest. Garcia coming in at centre half. Ball in the halfway line, up in the air now. Piqué and Borré going for it. Drops kindly now for Barcelona. And Alba will go back to his keeper. First time straight out to Araujo. Under no pressure. Just shy of the halfway line. Up comes Kamada to put him under. Piqué again with that sweeping ball out left. This time he finds his target, finds Alba, taken down by the fullback into Gavi. Taking the time now, Barca, just trying to weather that early. Piqué again. It's his target, second time running. Then Alba. Up to Torres. He's looking inside to try and feed Aubameyang, but deflected, and now Barcelona really starting to hold the ball well. As Traore does really well down that right. He's flicked it beyond the final defender, and he's crossing at the near post. It's a gun, but it's brave defending again by Hinteregger, who wins the header. Aubameyang goes through the back of him though, and it's going to be a free kick to Frankfurt. Just on the edge of the 6-yard box. So the winner of this tie, as I said before, will face West Ham or Lyon. Currently 0-0, as is Braga Rangers. But as those goals go in, we'll bring you news of them. So a brilliant night for British football in Europe. But Frankfurt, Eintracht Frankfurt, they do have European pedigree themselves. In 1960, they were the losers to that famous Real Madrid side at Hampden Park, 7-3 that day. A certain Sir Alex Ferguson, not quite a sir then, but he was in the stadium, and he said that changed his whole world regarding football. And they have won the UEFA Cup in 1980. Back in the old days, it was over 2 legs, home and away, on away goal. Gavi playing on the left-hand side of the 3. Busquets to his right in the middle. Araujo finds Busquets. 5 black shirts on Pedri. Sign of things to come for his career, I'd say. Lays it back to Araujo. Loose ball to Gerard Piqué. But Piqué does win that. Nips in front of Rafael Borré. And the ball goes back to Ter Stegen, who's seen a lot of the ball so far early on. We're 15 minutes in and we're 0-0. You may remember a few years ago, Frankfurt put Chelsea to penalties in the semi-final. That magnificent header from Luka Jovic, who went on to Real Madrid. Played down the left-hand side now for Barcelona, up towards Gavi. It's a good cover from Tuta, and now for a throw-in. Jordi Alba comes up to take. Lethargic movement from those in silver in the middle, and yet again it has to go back to Piqué, who's going to have to look feeds Aubameyang, who's got a great chance. Getting a hand to it, perhaps. We'll see. It kind of smacked Aubameyang square in the face. Dropped nicely for Torres, who laid it back to Aubameyang. Suspicion of offside. I think Trapp did get a touch. Tight angle for Aubameyang. Nets it, but hasn't been spotted. And Trapp himself will now take this goal kick for Eintracht Frankfurt. So, 17 minutes in, and it's been pretty entertaining stuff. Trapp's goal kick, though, goes 70-odd yards down the left, and Araujo shields it out, and he'll take the throw-in. Goes back to his centre-half Piqué, to his keeper on the edge of the 6-yard box. That typical Ter Stegen lofted ball out left to Alba, inside to Busquets, first time onto Aubameyang through the middle. Just judges his ball up and over to the left of Aubameyang, but Barcelona still with it. Inside to Busquets. Busquets takes a touch and goes square to Araujo, number 4. Outright to Traore. So difficult to get the ball off. Does look a threat, Traore. So far down the right, looks to have possibly got the beating of Evan and Gabi under pressure from Christian Jakic. Bundled out of play, Gabi loses it. Throw into Eintracht Frankfurt. Frightening really when you look at the midfield. Gabi and Pedri, combined age, not a lot older than Busquets, really. Unbelievable talent. The pair of them, going to be so wonderful to watch them grow and develop under the tutelage of Xavi. Frankfurt still with it. Jakic does well to release it to the oncoming Indika on this near left-hand side in the halfway line. He's got Kostic to his left. He feeds Kostic. One on the left foot. Trapp takes a kick down the right-hand side, 20 yards out of his box. Not Jordi Alba on the back, and he'll roll out for the throw. Taken by Tuta, goes backwards. Sal. Back to Tuta. Lovely little ball over the top to Lindstrom, and he's going to get on the end of that. Will he keep it in play? He will. It's another nice cut back, and it's a terrible clearance from Busquets. And Tuta now with another opportunity to cross, and he does. And does it go out of play? It does. It'll just go out, a foot out of play perhaps over Ter Stegen's goal, and that will be a goal kick to the Spaniards. Score that goal against Real Betis in the first leg, the opening goal of the tie. Cross comes shot. See the Germans through, and here they are, and they're with it now. They've got the ball. It's Dietrich Kammer, the first time, lovely ball through on the halfway line towards Borré, but intercepted by Piqué. Frankfurt 10 yards inside, goes straight to Adama Traore, who slips and loses possession, and now Eintracht Frankfurt with a chance to unleash Kostic down the left in between Araujo and Piqué, but Aubameyang onto Gabi, forced down the left to Ferran Torres, who seems to be dragged to the floor by Jakic, but the referee happy to let that go on. We've got a game on our hands, people, as we approach the halfway point in this first half. Still 0-0, and still 0-0 in the other two games. Braga 0, Rangers 0, Frankfurt 0, Barcelona 0, West Ham 0, Lyon 0. But there will be goals tonight, I'm sure. It's a really tasty last 8. Eric Garcia, just shy of the halfway line for Barcelona. Orlin Silva squares it to Piqué. Araujo again, seeing a lot of the ball. But no real option going forward. It's very compact in this middle of the park. And as the ball gets bounced over to the edge of the Frankfurt box, Martin Hinteregger has no option but just to head it clear. And it looks like we're going to make a substitution here early on. Perhaps someone must have picked a knock-up. I'm not sure who. But Xavi, yeah, certainly the French centre half. Okay, vice captain. Sure, he's taken a knock or some kind of tweak. Yeah, he looks to be struggling. There's a slight limp there from the experienced centre half. And off he comes. And Longley comes in. Gerard Piqué scored one of the 2 goals that Barcelona scored in the group stages of the Champions League this year. Incredible statistic. Goals 4-2 against 9. When's the last time you could say that? So Longley takes the pitch. Back underway. It's going to be a throw-in on the far left-hand side. Just short of the edge of the Eintracht Frankfurt box. As we take a look, it was Piqué trying to get back towards his own half to help out Araujo, and he slipped, possibly pulled a groin muscle. We'll see. Half time, maybe get a bit more on that. Holding his left groin. And that's his night over. Scrappy though. We're going to get a 3rd or 4th throw-in over on that left-hand side in the space of 30 seconds as captain Sergio Busquets cannons it off a black shirt. Barcelona with it. It seems to have weathered that early storm a little, but we're going to have to be wary of the pace on the break from Frankfurt. Traore now rolls it back to Araujo into Eric Garcia, who's moved to the right of the back, the 2 back centre halves. Maybe Longley on the left. The Frenchman. So free kick now. I think it's going to be a drop ball. The referee asks Sergio Busquets and Borré to contest it, but it goes to Busquets, and Busquets goes left to Gabi. Barcelona with it now on the halfway line. Longley getting another touch. Slowly getting into the game. Does well. Dummies, goes through the middle. Finds Pedri. Pedri onto Aubameyang, but blocked and cleared. And now Rafael Borré in the halfway line. Flicks it up in the air, and Busquets comes across to try and dispossess him, but Frankfurt still with it. Hinteregger down the left. Up to Kostic inside to Kamada. This is nice football by Frankfurt. 40 yards from goal now. Through the middle of the park. Kamada to Jakic. Jakic thinks about having one from 40 yards, and he does, and it just peters through and bounces softly into Ter Stegen's hand. He did have an option out right. He had Lindstrom and plenty of space on the right-hand side. Opted against it. Barcelona now 10 yards from the edge of their own box. Up to Traore. Likes to towards Lindstrom. Takes a touch and switches it immediately to Kostic. Kostic going to have a go, shoots, blocked on the edge of the box by Araujo. Bounces kindly for Barcelona, and Traore takes a couple of touches and just feeds it out left to Ferran Torres. casually strolls beyond the halfway line on the far left. But again, no options in front of him. Ball gets played back to Alba. And here's Eric Garcia through the middle to Busquets. Takes a touch. He's dispossessed by Borré. Loose ball comes to Gavi, and now Pedri feeds it out towards Jordi Alba. He tries to cut in, find Torres on the far left-hand corner of the box. Number 19, the ex-Manchester City player, lays it back to Alba. Both Valencians working well. Threaded through to Gavi. Too much on the ball, though, and 17-year-old frame against Martin Hinteregger. There's only one winner there. The Austrian shields it well, and it rolls out for a goal kick for Kevin Trapp. Jordi Alba and Ferran Torres, both ex-Valencia, combining nicely. Feeding Gavi. But yeah, little and large there, only one winner. Elects to go long, down the right flank. Finds Tuta. Up towards the corner flag. Tuta with a driving cross along the front of the 6-yard box, but it's great hands from Ter Stegen. Superb take from the German goalkeeper, right in front of Rafael Borré, who's ready to pounce the Colombian. He's got a goal in him. He was the top scorer in the Argentinian league in 2020 for River Plate, won the Copa Libertadores. And he's no mug at all. Pedri now, though, on the break for Barca. Put it right towards Traore, who again has got the beating of Ndika. It's a cross into the 6-yard box and headed clear by Hinteregger. And he's got enough on that to see it out for a throw-in. So throw-in on this near right in front of Oliver Glasner's bench. It's going to be Araujo to take it, and Glasner just in the right-hand side here. This neat little triangular stuff between Traore, Araujo and Aubameyang. And now they're going to switch it out to the left-hand side. Longley getting into the game. This ball through to Torres. Doesn't quite hit his target, and it'll just roll through to Kevin Trapp. As we approach the half-hour mark, Evan Ndika for Frankfurt carries it forward. It's a poor ball. It was up towards Rafael Borré, but it's intercepted, and now cross cover and knock it 10-yard square to his goalkeeper, who takes a bit of a risky little chipped ball to Ndika there, and it's gone right into the path of Traore. Traore has got the strength, well, of course he has, to see it through, and it'll be out for a throw-in for the Spaniards on this near right-hand side, just 2 yards from the edge of the box. Frankfurt's box, that is, and 2 yards into it. Throw-in taken by Araujo. Straight out. Another one for him. He's looking for Pedri. He's imploring people to come close to him, and that's been a bit of a theme so far for Barcelona. Pretty lackluster in showing for it. But Traore with a beautiful ball with the outside of the right foot. Sends it into the middle of the park. Couldn't stretch and get a touch on it. Oncoming Pedri. Alba racing through the middle there. Possibly he was offside. Cushioned square header. Offside though. Before that, RB Leipzig and Atalanta finished 1-1 in the earlier kick-off. Crying out for a goal here, but certainly entertaining enough. Trapp with a free kick in his own box. Pumps it up into the Barcelona half. It's a good header won by Jordi Alba. And back it comes, only as far as Tuta. Tuta rolls it back to his keeper and encourages the goalkeeper to take it quickly. The pass into Hinteregger, up to Kamada. Lovely touch from the Japanese. Forced out to the right to Tuta again. Cuts inside Gavi. Referee gives nothing and lets Tuta carry on. Lovely flick on by Lindstrom. Looking for Borré through the middle and the edge of the box for Frankfurt, but still got it. Pedri takes no chances and with the right foot hooks it 40 yards up, but it comes straight back down. It's Kostic, Filip Kostic, the Serbian, with a lovely flick ball down the channel into Daichi Kamada. He's dispossessed comfortably by Eric Garcia. Good defending from the young Spaniard, ex-Manchester City. And now Traore and Gavi work really well down the right. And Gavi clipped on the heel. In from the dugouts, 5 yards from the byline. Just at the last second there, Gavi goes beyond Kostic, and quite frankly, I don't think Kostic was anywhere near him, but perhaps momentum carried him to the ground, the youngster. So it will be a free kick to Barcelona, just on the halfway line, shy of it. Deserving of a goal so far this game, absolutely, is Oliver Glasner, the Frankfurt manager, who to replace Adi Hütter, fellow Austrian. It's not quite all gone his way. They sit 9th in the league, 5 points behind Hoffenheim, who are in the last European qualification spot. On the far left-hand side now, it's Jordi Alba takes a safe option back to his keeper. Ter Stegen takes a touch, feeds Garcia. He likes to play it along the ground through the middle. He does so up to the halfway line towards Aubameyang. Now Barcelona go through the left channel in between the right back and the centre back, but it's too much on it, and Ferran Torres, he's a quick boy, but he's not that quick. And he's putting a frustrated figure. Not got quite according to plan so far for Torres. Well, perhaps that's the press, putting the unnecessary pressure on the youngster. 22, scored young man. Goal kick taken now. Djibril Sow, the Swiss, in the middle. Solid anchor in there. Lays it back to Hinteregger, who switches it left up to Kostic, who's going to reach that. Kostic up towards the corner flag. Nutmegs Araujo, and Araujo made no attempt to get out of his way. And yeah, free kick for obstruction. And the young Uruguayan with a Spanish gesticulation, that Latin vibe, not happy. Shaking his hands at the referee. But Kostic did him there. So, dangerous free kick now for Eintracht Frankfurt. Not too far from the corner flag on this near left-hand side. Perhaps 6 or 7 yards up and 2 yards in. It's going to be Filip Kostic himself, number 10, to take it. Has got this vicious left foot, likely to send it in and have curve away from the goalkeeper on it. And with Hinteregger's height and Dika, Tuta, Djibril Sow, they have got aerial prowess. Eintracht Frankfurt, and there's something about this black kit, incredibly imposing. Bit of a delay though, as the Serbian referee tries to sort out the handbags on the penalty spot. So one-man wall of Adama Traore. Kostic to take. Whipped in at pace. Great headed clearance though from Garcia. First time. It's a long one. It's out to Lindstrom, who lashes a half volley from 30 yards well over the bar. Kostic's left foot. What can you say about it? So much bend on it, so much pace. It's a lovely delivery, but really well-headed clear by Garcia. And now Xavi Hernandez up on his feet. Well, he's been on his feet the whole game, but he's having a pretty stern word with the referee here. He's not happy about something, perhaps the obstruction, but I'm not sure his view is as good as mine, and I'm telling you, that was certainly a free kick. "36 minutes in." Ferran Torres, misguided header. I think he was trying to square it back in towards. Perhaps could have taken a chest down as Frankfurt bailed it out from the back, in from Kostic back to Jibril Sow. Looks to switch it out right. It's a poor ball though, but Pedri dwells on it. It's well won back, and now Frankfurt have got an opportunity down the channel on the left hand side. It's Kostic again. It's a beautiful ball in, and again Stegen is brilliantly alive to it along the ground. Great handling. But the cross came in from Kostic. Again, it was a tempter and a teaser, and Ter Stegen went to ground. And I think Eintracht Frankfurt, it ran through his legs before he crossed it. It was a great cross in. And Ter Stegen pushes it out into the path of Borré. And from behind Borré, Busquets goes right through the back of him. And yes, absolutely a penalty. And it is a penalty to Eintracht Frankfurt. And it's what they deserve, if I'm quite honest. They've really taken the game to Barcelona. And there's Glasner, Oliver Glasner, the referee on the side. Furious with the Barcelona players for gesticulating, but looks like a penalty to me. But they are going to take a look at it. And Kostic with the ball in his hands will await the word. And the referee is going to go to the sideline. He went to the wrong side there. So he's going to go and have a look. He's going to review this on the screen. I'm pretty sure he's going to give it though. The cross came in, Ter Stegen went down, got enough on it, just pushed it 5 yards, not even in front of him. And Busquets comes in from behind Borré. Does he get a touch to it? Could well get a touch, but it's reckless from that distance, right in front of his own goal. And the referee chucks it off, and we were going to be back in play. No penalty. Busquets letting the referee know there that he knew that already. And that's the... So, goalkeeper drops the ball. Way here in this Europa League in Frankfurt. Eintracht Frankfurt 0, Barcelona 0. If you've just joined us, Braga 0, Rangers 0 in the other game. West Ham and Lyon, the winners to face the winners. Eintracht Frankfurt are going to have a throw-in on the far right-hand side, just into the Barcelona half that Tuta, the Brazilian fullback, is going to take. Playing on the right, playing on the right of a 3 tonight, as he always does. Played for Sao Paulo. Well, he's on the books at Sao Paulo, never actually had a game, but he's been very solid here. As Daichi Kamada rolls it back to Evan Ndika, the Frenchman, up to Kostic. Kostic goes back to Jibril Sow into his own half. Hinteregger back to Kostic, right on the halfway line. Looks a good player, this Filip Kostic. He takes a throw in, goes back to Hinteregger, launches it to the Austrian. Well, he lets it roll past him and then just touches it on towards his goalkeeper. Trapp takes the kick first time, launches it up down the right hand side. Throw-in now to Frankfurt as it knocks off Jordi Alba. Tuta with a throw-in, number 36, inside. It's a poor throw-in. It's a clever little ball from Pedri to Gavi, but there's 2 yards too much on it. Frankfurt win it back. Ball into the middle towards Daichi Kamada from Tuta. It's a bad ball though. It gets pumped forward towards Aubameyang, who is starting to seek striker forlorn figure up there. Hasn't had too much of the ball, but very comfortable in defence, the Germans. As Glasner, the manager, implores his team to push further forward. They're getting a little bit deep at the times here. It's a bit scrappy now. Must be the third throw in as many seconds, near enough. Right in front of the dugouts. On this near side. Kostic. Does it go out of play? It does. It's going to be a throw into Eintracht Frankfurt. Edry doesn't like it, but it certainly is. It's going to be Kostic to take. He's looking for an option. Borré gives him one. Araujo does as well. Two South Americans battling it out there. Kostic, dreadful throw in straight to Araujo. Takes a chest and knocks it up towards Aubameyang, but it's over the Gabonese head. And again, it goes right back down the left-hand side towards Kostic. Takes it down. He's got, Borré. He's got Araujo in behind him. It's a lovely little inside ball towards Sau, laid back to the edge of the box to Lindstrom, who strikes left-footed and wide. Wide of Ter Stegen's far post. But he looks a threat as well, Lindstrom. He's started to drift over to this left-hand side. It was all down the right for him earlier. That will be a goal kick. But they're willing to have a go from distance. Quite possibly took a deflection, and it has taken a deflection. The corner ball taken quickly. Played back into Borré, into the box. First time clearance from Barcelona. And it's Aubameyang, of all people, in his own box, who pumps it 40 yards clear. Can only go as far as Tuta. First time square ball up to Daichi Kamada, who scored the other goal in that game against Betis in Spain after Kostic's crazy looped goal. Hinteregger now goes back to his keeper, Trapp, who takes a touch and sweeps it outright. It's a lovely ball. It's gone out by inches. And it's now Araujo on this right near side for Barcelona as they attack left to right. Up to Adama Traore, another little step over. So difficult to dispossess. Kamada does his best, but it gets rolled back to Garcia. Garcia to Longley. Out wide to Alba. Barcelona into the Eintracht Frankfurt half now. The through ball from Aubameyang, intercepted though by Djibril Sow, and it's pumped forward. Only as far as Busquets. Finds Gabi. Gabi just drifts beautifully past Kamada and then cuts inside. Referee doesn't want to give a free kick though, as Gabi's bundled to the floor. And now Frankfurt, in the form of Kostic, gets swept out, ball off Gabi. Bit of petulance here from both of them, and the referee wants a word with Gabi and Lindstrom. There's a whole something about nothing really, playground stuff, but the referee, who I said before the game, has not given one red card this season. And that's maybe why I prefer to talk to them like adults. Legally, Gabi, not an adult yet. But when you're playing with the big boys, you get treated like one. Anyway, the referee sorted this out and play is underway again. The ball's bouncing around the Barcelona half in between the edge of the box and the centre circle. Djibril Sow takes a composed touch, turns, finds Dimitri Kadima. Out left to Kostic. Thinks about crossing. Checks back and then crosses the second time, but it cannons off Araujo and out for a throw-in. It's going to be 3 minutes of injury time. Sounds about right. Kostic takes a throw. It's a clever header back to him by Kamada. Kostic's trying to engineer a bit of space to whip in one of those vicious balls, but Araujo up to it. Playing out of position really, but Araujo reacts as he falls to the floor. It's all a bit unnecessary. But Araujo and Kostic getting into a real battle here down this left flank as Eintracht Frankfurt attack. And the Uruguayan is to get Kostic a booking. Reaction from the Serb. And first card of the day is for Filip Kostic, number 10 from Eintracht Frankfurt. Well, he just pushed Araujo to the floor. And as he's lying on the floor, Araujo, Kostic with the left foot from a yard away, just bashes the ball into his legs. Araujo jumps up, reacts. Kostic gets the yellow card. And play will continue with this free kick on the right-hand side. Ter Stegen just to the right-hand side of his box. Great shot there of the stadium, black and red. Bright lights shining. It's a great occasion for Frankfurt, having such a giant of European football come to visit, and they're giving them quite a game. There's just a minute of injury time left in this first half. Still Frankfurt 0, Barcelona 0. But there has been a goal in the game between Braga and Rangers. And 5 minutes before half time, it's for Braga. It's Abel Ruiz. Braga 1, Rangers 0. The only goal, in these 3 matches tonight. And Frankfurt now with just 30 seconds on the clock, try to go down the left. Kamada, long ball up to Kostic. Kostic miscontrols, but he's offside. And Barca will have a free kick. Garcia takes it, rolls it back to Ter Stegen. To Longley. Switches it outright to Adama Traore, deep into the Frankfurt heart, does well, heads it beyond Kostic. He's got a chance to cross, and he does. It's a brilliant interception from Hinteregger at the near post. It's well read. Daichi Kamada, lovely feet, beats 1, beats 2, and there we go, half-time whistle. Blown by the Serbian referee, Sredan Jovanovic, and what a half of football it's been. Highly entertaining stuff. They've gone toe-to-toe with each other, and if it was a boxing match, Frankfurt would be on top. Had a penalty given and then rescinded, taken away. A challenge by Sergio Busquets on cannoned off Ter Stegen's hands after a cross from Kostic. The ball at Borré's mercy, about to bang it into an empty net, but Busquets with a brilliantly timed tackle. It's Eintracht Frankfurt 0, Barcelona 0. Thanks for joining us for the first half. We'll be back for the second half coverage soon.
Will start momentarily. On FlashScore, you can also tune in to other commentaries. We regularly bring you the Premier League, the Champions League, or Europa League, while national team matches are also available. Do you want to look at stats while you wait? Have a look at our match details, where you can find lineups, head-to-heads, and a lot of other interesting information. FlashScore, game-changing numbers. The live broadcast of this match.
All the toil in the first half have got what they deserve, and they take the lead. Eintracht Frankfurt won by right-footed, kind of scissor kick, and Ter Stegen, if that was going at him 100 times, he wouldn't save it once, I don't think. It's a brilliant strike from the German. Kind of caught it with the outside of his right foot and bending it away from Ter Stegen's flailing arm. And after 45 minutes of really taking the game to the Spanish giants, Eintracht Frankfurt lead, and deservedly so. And the manager there, when he sees the replay, rushing onto the pitch, ecstatic. And well, the favourites in a bit of trouble here. And the fans going crazy there with their black and white scarves. But it's a difficult ground to come to this, and so it's proven. And here they come again. Rafael Barre rolls it down the left to Kostic. Provider for the corner, squares it into Lindstrom, just over the bar. Lindstrom, first time from 16 yards, cut back from Kostic. Lindstrom coming onto it, no one near him. Did the right thing to shoot first time though. Half a foot over the bar to Ter Stegen's right. Beautiful strike. And the flares are out, the flags are out, and it's Frankfurt party time. Could have been 2-0 so easily. Barcelona now playing it out from the back, trying to compose themselves. It's his third appearance, Knauf, in this tournament. He only in games now. Takes a knock to the ankle. The youngster who scored at the weekend, they could do with him getting one now, because they have not looked like scoring at all tonight, Barcelona. But they do have the ball now in the Eintracht Frankfurt half. It's shipped out left towards Jordi Alba. Nutmegs Jakic, tries to thread it through towards Aubameyang, but Martin Hinteregger does really well. He's been a stalwart in the middle of the back three this evening, the Austrian. And he just bashes it forward, straight through everybody, and it goes straight through to Ter Stegen. Now Barcelona on this left side. Alba back heel into Gabi. Can't get into the game at all. Gabi doesn't have any presence really so far. Just bypassed him a lot of it. Araujo now for Barcelona. On the far right, Barcelona attacking right to left. Clement Longley, the substitute that came on for Piqué, finds Garcia. Garcia into the... And it'll go back into... Just not coming, these options. Lackluster, static performance from Barcelona. And bear in mind, a 14 games unbeaten run could be coming to an end tonight. It's the best unbeaten run in Europe of all the top sides currently. Scrappy on the halfway line. It's going to be a free kick to Barcelona. Taken quickly by Longley. Here's Garcia to Araujo. There's nowhere for them to go. Swarmed by black shirts. Longley again. Clips one out left towards Jordi Alba. It's a good ball, but well covered there brilliantly by the goal scorer, Hans-Gerd Knauf. And he hooks it out of play, right-footed. And what a moment for him. A wonder goal against Barcelona in European competition. Magnificent. Let's start to see what Barcelona are all about under Xabi now. He arrived in November, and this recent run of form has really shown what they're about when times are good, but when the times are bad, let's see what they've got. They're deep into the Eintracht Frankfurt half now on the near left-hand side. It's Ferran Torres. He's dispossessed and he'll go out for a throw-in. Jordi Alba rushing up to take it. Gavi drops deep, gives him an angle, takes the throw-in. Gavi back to Longley, square to Garcia. Opens his body, puts onto his right foot and then switches left. Great ball to Alba, can't take it down, tries to hook it down Alba and take the pace out of it. even thanks Garcia for seeing him throw into Eintracht Frankfurt, just in line with the edge of their own box. It's going to be Quater, the Brazilian, to take it long down the line to Kostic, who gets bundled into the ground. And it'll be a free kick for the Germans. And the Germans there in song. Everyone in the ground, pretty much everyone in that section of the ground went black and white, smattering of red. And it does make a pretty imposing sight for travelling teams. But the long ball over the top goes up towards Rafael Barre, and he seems to catch Garcia in the face with an elbow. And instantly motions to the referee, said, oh, sorry, caught him there. He certainly wasn't looking though, eyes on the ball. Perhaps even poked him in the eye with a finger. Garcia down to the floor. Play underway again. Play through the middle towards Aubameyang. First touch is poor. Loses out to Kamada. And here he is, Kamada, the Japanese, looking for an option wide left. Finds Jakic. Jakic hacks a diagonal ball into the middle of the park. But Busquets wins that and he's fouled. Busquets, the Barcelona captain, takes the free kick himself quickly to Longley. Here's Jordi Alba, looks for the switch. Long, aimless ball over the top. Bounces through to Kevin Trapp. So, 10 minutes into this second half. And Eintracht Frankfurt, who really did go for the jugular early on. They try and take this thing out of what Barcelona have to offer in the first half. It didn't quite bring a goal around, but they've got what they deserved here. But there's a long way to go in this game and next week, of course. Here's Tuta in his own half on the right hand side, pushed forward to Jakic. Jakic though dispossessed by Busquets, and in the process the Croatian pulls Busquets to the floor. Barcelona have a free kick into the Germans' half. Still Braga 1, Rangers 0, West Ham 0, Lyon 0, West Ham down to 10 men. Gabi now tries to cut inside Tuta, but he loses the ball. And now Djibril Sow, the central midfielder for Frankfurt, feeds Lindstrom back to Sow. Now here's Barre going down the right. He's managed to get into the box. He's got options in the middle in Kamada and Sow, and he tries to loft it to the back post. Kostic hooks it back in. Ter Stegen claims it, rushes to the edge of the box and rolls it out to Pedri. Seems to be a bit of urgency now from Barcelona. Pedri into Traore, but his first touch gets away from him, and Hinteregger judges the tackle brilliantly. And on the break now, shoots, cannons off, long lane out for a corner ball. Breathless stuff here at the Deutsche Bank Park. End to end now, that Barcelona realise they're going to have to try and force the issue somewhat. Spend more time in the Germans' half. It's just Barre there. Received the ball with his back to goal. Kostic with the corner. Brilliant delivery in. No Blackhead meets it though. And it'll bounce kindly for Ter Stegen, who, if advised, will just take a moment, calm it all down, but he doesn't. He rolls it straight out to Jordi Alba. He's got Ferran Torres to his left and Gabi. Gabi takes it into the Frankfurt half now, right in front of the dugouts, just on this near left-hand side. Played in square to Eric Garcia. To Araujo. Tries to flip one over the top towards Adama Traore. Does well. Traore cannot be dispossessed. Brings it inside. Here's Busquets now, left-footed. Lofted over towards Torres. First time header inside again to Jordi Alba in support. Lovely stuff. It's going to drop for Alba in the box, but Hinteregger again reads it like a book, and this time with his right foot crashes it out of play right on the halfway line. And if you want a man in a difficult situation to showing's anything to go by. Brought as of yet. Jordi Alba to take the throw in. He's only got Gabi near him. Time ball backwards diagonally towards Eric Garcia. Takes a touch, drops it down to the right. Switch to Adama Traore. Step over, looks to cross. It's a good cross into Pedri. Touched on header towards Gabi, and Gabi's not got the height nor the power to guide his header past Kevin Trapp. So as we approach the hour mark, still Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Barcelona 0. And a sea of smoke at the back of the pitch there from the celebrating Frankfurt fans enjoying their evening. And Ousmane Dembélé is going to make an appearance tonight as he takes a drink of water on the sideline. We'll find out who he's going to replace in a moment. Won't be surprised if it was Gabi, but don't want to speak too soon. Longley, a ball out left with purpose and real effort. It's a good ball out to Aubameyang. Barcelona still in possession deep in the Eintracht Frankfurt half. It goes back to Busquets in the centre of the half. Tries to feed Alba out left, but intercepted by Jakic, and now Djibril Sow knocks it on towards Rafael Barret. And the long ball, which Ter Stegen's come from the edge of his box, he's not really judged that well at all, the bounce, but he does get away with it before Kostic nips in front of him. Kostic, if he had another yard of net. Gabi on the halfway line. Back to Garcia. Pushed forward to Pedri, but no real attempt to ping it into feet. And Daichi Kamada wins it back for Eintracht Frankfurt. Kamada now cuts in from the left-hand side. It's a diagonal run into the middle of the park. He checks back under pressure from Gavi and Pedri. Finds Jakic. Jakic out to Kostic. Kostic 1-2 with Borré. Kostic, that inviting left-footed cross in that Knauf gets to at the end of the 6-yard box, but his slide and attempt to hook it back goalward only reaches Ter Stegen. There's been a goal at West Ham. Remember, West Ham down to 10 men. It's West Ham 1, Lyon 0. And it's the man that's been in the goals pretty much all season here and there, Jared Bowen. So down to 10 men, but still winning. But back to Germany. And Barcelona have got a free kick into the Frankfurt half. Tuta just moves his body across, barges him, and he's going to get a booking for his troubles. They're going to make a double substitution now, Barcelona. It's going to be Frankie de Jong for Gabi. The youngster making way, not surprised. Kind of huffed and puffed tonight. Frankie de Jong comes on for his 50th European appearance. And probably the ideal person to try and get his foot on it in the middle of the park. Ousmane Dembélé is also on. So much contract talk going on at the moment, but Xavi seems to be happy with his application, and he's going to make an appearance. And Adama Traore off. Free kick now. It's going to be Jordi Alba to swing it in. Too much on it. Comfortably through to Trapp. Trapp happy to roll that out quickly to Daichi Kamada. Kamada finds Kostic, cuts back onto his left foot and tries to release Tuta on the far left-hand side. Poor ball though, but it breaks now, and Pedri with a bit of space to do some damage in the middle of the park. Out left to Ferran Torres. He's only got Tuta to beat. He's into the box now. Hinteregger comes across, and the pressure from the Austrian enough to put Ferran Torres off, and his cross comes short, goes high, wide, and not so handsome, and out of play. Frustrating night for Torres and a frustrating night for Barcelona. But an absolutely monumental performance from Martin Hinteregger, and for that matter the whole of this Eintracht Frankfurt team. Brought down on the halfway line on the chest by Rafael Barret. Little flick ball just 5 yards to his left towards Daichi Kamada. Now out left to Kostic on the byline. Rolled back to Ndika, who hacks at it left-footed over the top. Won by Clement Longley though, safely. Headed to the right. Out to Garcia, and Garcia finds his goalkeeper, Ter Stegen. The red and white and black flags are flying behind Ter Stegen's goal, the goal that saw that Ansgar Knauf strike just after half-time that gives Frankfurt the lead. 48 minutes, the goal. So all three home teams winning 1-0 currently in the competition tonight. Leipzig, Atalanta finishing 1-1 earlier in the afternoon in Germany. Remember, there's no away goal rule in this competition anymore. Fighting for a final place against, in Sevilla in the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium later in the season. Cross goes in from Busquets towards the back post towards Jordi Alba, but he can't get a touch on it. He seems to think he's got a corner, but the Serbian referee turns his back on him, walks away, and it's going to be a goal kick to Eintracht Frankfurt. 63 minutes in. Long way to go yet. But Frankfurt, lately, haven't scored many, but haven't conceded many. In fact, earlier in the season, they went a run of 5 games, finishing 1-1. Incredible statistic, but they drew 0-0 at the weekend, 1-1 before that, 0-0 before that, 1-1 before that. So these games are tight. There's Ronald Araujo, the Uruguayan defender for Barcelona, carries it up towards the halfway line. Finds his captain, Busquets. Frankie de Jong gets the first touch on his 50th European appearance. What a player. Back to Clement Lenglet, who with that left foot really does try to find people through the middle. He's happy to play it forward. This time he plays it square to Garcia. Garcia finds Dembele for his first touch. Comes inside and looks for Busquets, but it's well-read interception by Christian Jakic, number 6, the Croatian midfielder at Frankfurt. Long ball up over the top. Clearance. Headed clear by Garcia. And on the far side, in right to left, have it on the halfway line. Jordi Alba scored that great goal against Napoli 2 rounds ago, and he's going to have to cover here again as his ball down the left-hand side comes straight back to him and puts him under pressure, but he gets there. Square to Garcia again. Here's Clement Lenglet. Out to Alba, probing now. Brilliant football, and the 2 substitutes combining. But it's the 55 million man Ferran Torres, who's been pretty isolated all night, who adds the finishing touch to quite a brilliant move. Eintracht Frankfurt won, Barcelona won, and out of nothing they're back in the game. It was switched across to Dembele, took a chest down, cut into the middle of the park, found de Jong. First touch to de Jong, back into Torres, back to de Jong, back to Torres. And Torres pokes it in the bottom corner, beyond being trapped. It's a goal out of the Barcelona top draw, and one you'd have said could have come from the Messi era, back in the game. And Torres, who's been under a little bit of pressure from the press in Spain since he's moved from Manchester, won't do his chances any harm of taking that pressure off a little bit. Well done. 2 goals in 5 matches in this competition. So Frankfurt, what have they got in response to this? And that's the beauty of the squad that Barcelona have. You can bring on Dembele and Frankie de Jong, and the combination between the two working out to deadly effect. So 23 minutes left on the clock. All square. Knocked up from Kostic on the left-hand side. Araujo wins the header. But Frankfurt still in possession. It's the goal scorer Knauf. He looks to cross and chip it in towards the 6-yard box, but it's a bit insipid and no one's attacking it, and Ter Stegen will just balletically jump and catch and roll out to Jordi Alba. When we saw the replay there, Jordi Alba was incredibly pleased with that equaliser. So who's to say that a venture into the Europa League, into the latter stages, is not what Barcelona want? Surely they'd rather be in the Champions League, but if there's a competition to win, go and win it. They are the favourites, and they're starting to really dictate play now in these last 5 to 10 minutes. It's Jibril Sow in his own half for Eintracht Frankfurt under pressure. It's a loose ball to Jakic. Jakic battles back to win it. And he does. And then he loses it though. And the through ball from Busquets towards Dembele down the right hand side. Doesn't have enough legs on it and it gets pumped back up into the Barcelona half. And now Borré's into the Barcelona box. Didn't have much support there though. He's had to wait. He's done well to roll it off into Sow. Back to Borré. Here's Kostic coming up late. Cleared by Araujo, but still in play. Borré out on the left-hand side. Chips it back towards Ndika. Jibril Sow square to Tuta. Plays it forward to Lindstrom, his first-time ball. It's a clever little touch flick through to Daichi Kamada, but it was intercepted and well read by Clement Longley. And then it gets pumped up the park and then back down towards Ter Stegen. Pedri now. Trying to feed first time. Ferran Torres down the left flank. Intercepted though. But it's all Barcelona currently. Longley. To Garcia. Frankfurt looking somewhat fatigued. Have they got a substitute or two to bring them some fresh legs and a bit more energy? Longley brings it forward again. Likes to carry it. Beautiful passer of the ball with the left foot. And now the goal scorer Torres clips it into the 6-yard box with the outside of his right foot. No one coming onto it. Dembele does now, but it's too late and it's cleared by Ndika up towards the halfway line. Garcia and Borré in a little bit of a tangle and Garcia wins it. Gets knocked forward to Pedri. Pedri to Torres. He's got Jordi Alba on the overlap. Alba gets found inadvertently by Dembele. Ball gets cleared out of the box, but Pedri's there to pick up the loose ball. It's Busquets and Dembele in the middle of the park, right in the middle of the Frankfurt heart. Lovely ball out left side to Alba. First time cushioned back to Pedri. It's all the old school tiki-taka style now. Pass, 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 Pedri, pass. Square into Garcia. Takes a touch, finds Dembele. Everyone behind the ball in a black shirt now, including Rafael Borré, and Borré wins that off Busquets. Busquets kind of caught dwelling on it. But Busquets gets brought down 30 yards, 35 yards from goal, right in the middle of the park, and it's going to be a Barcelona free kick. It was a through ball from Frankie de Jong. And Jibril Sow adjudged to have perhaps pushed with the hip, maybe. Busquets to the ground. And who's going to fancy this from Barcelona? It's kind of just in line with Kevin Trapp's right post. I think 30 yards, 35 yards. Perhaps a bit generous. Referee draws his little graffiti line. For the wall, it's going to be Dembele, the substitute, to take this. It would appear from the Barcelona's player's position that it's not going to be a chipped ball in. It looks like he's going to have a go. Certainly within range. Number 7 to shoot. Oh, he takes it short to Alban. It's clipped over, but it hits Lindstrom in the chest and rolls back into Frankie de Jong's path. De Jong goes back to the halfway line to Garcia. Back to Dembele now. Busquets out to the touchline on this left flank towards Ferran Torres. He took his goal so well, but he's dispossessed and the referee didn't like it. It's going to be another free kick to Barcelona. Right in front of Xavi Hernandez's dugout. And just while Frankfurt consider a substitution, there had been another goal at West Ham. West Ham 1, Lyon 1. And it's Ndombele, ex-Tottenham player, equalising on 66 minutes. As Frankfurt go to make their first substitution of the game, it's going to be Jesper Lindstrom coming off. Could have so easily... Well, just to come on for him. Another Scandinavian, Norwegian. He's on loan from AC Milan. His brother just signed for Hibs, actually. Cross comes in from the free kick. It's cleared. Only as far as Pedri. Back to Torres now on this left side, right next to the corner of the edge of the box. Pedri, the lovely little deft chip in towards Ferran Torres, but not read by Torres. Goes out of play. Be a throw in, which Knauf leaves for Tuta. Tuta, poor throw in, only as far as Busquets' head. Alba wins that, finds Aubameyang inside. It's all a bit scrappy near the dugouts here on this near side. The ball's going to get rolled all the way back to Ter Stegen. Yet again, plays it short. Longley, nice stuff from Barcelona, get themselves out of trouble. Busquets, long searching ball down the left-hand side, only as goes right out of play though over Ferran Torres' head. And on balance of play, it's what Barcelona does really to be level now. They've dictated this last 20 minutes. And you did think a goal might be coming. And did it come? What fashion it came in. But Frankfurt still with a little energy here. Kostic on the far side. Plays it back to Daichi Kamada via nutmeg through Dembele's legs. But Dembele pick up that loose ball and try and go beyond Saúl and Ndika. But he can't get through that brick wall of two Frankfurt players. Kostic whips it in and Garcia goes to his knees to head it clear just before the penalty spot. It's good defending. Alert, alive to it. Evan Ndika now with a throw in. He's going to leave that for Kostic. Just in line with the edge of the Barcelona box on the far side. Gets flicked in towards the edge of the box. Cleared, but now Jakic thinks about having a go. And he does, and it skitters past Ter Stegen's right hand post. But German leaves it, and it'll go out for a goal kick. Stegen and Longley exchange 3 passes. Ter Stegen with the ball in the penalty spot, left-footed, up to the halfway line. Aubameyang again miscontrols, not being his night. Jakic with a through ball towards Borré, but he just can't bring it down to guide it into his own path in front of him so he can go through and have an attempt. And Ter Stegen will be happy to claim that. Alba marauds down the left-hand side, up towards the halfway line, but he's dispossessed by the substitute, Hauger. Hauger plays it inside to Borré. Borré tries to feed it through the middle towards the oncoming Kamada. Intercepted and booted clear by Barcelona. Frankfurt knocks it too far in front of him, and Pedri will claim that. Cut inside. Find Garcia. Oliver Glasner there, the Eintracht Frankfurt coach, having a word with his bench. Did so well in getting Wolfsburg into the Champions League, only to come here. Before that he was at SV Raid in Austria, his homeland. But his team have got 15 minutes probably to have backs to the wall stuff here, I would imagine. Garcia plays it outright to Dembele on the touchline. Plays it in. De Jong again onto Dembele, who tries to release Aubameyang quickly in first time through the middle in between the centre halves, but suddenly Frankfurt have got a lot on the left hand side. It's Kostic. Borré goes to the near post to try and head Kostic's cross, but can't reach it. Daichi Kamada can though, and he'll play it in, but he'll play it short. Bit of a hospital pass. And Tuta, who received a booking in the first half, is going to get a second one for a bit of a late challenge on Pedri. I don't think the pass to him did him any favours. He did lunge in. And Tuta, with his second yellow, trudges off, disappointed. And you wonder, with 13 minutes to go, how much of an impact that's going to have. And deep in the Barcelona half. But when you see it again, he's raked his studs down Pedri's right foot, and Pedri's boot has come right off. Quite possibly a straight red, that. Malicious, nasty, unnecessary. We're going to be seeing a youngster like Pedri receiving a vicious tackle like that. And Frankfurt down to 10 men. Free kick taken, Barcelona back underway. Alba tries to clip it goalward towards the oncoming Frankie de Jong. Too much on that ball. And through to Kevin Trapp. Frankfurt ready to make a substitution. First of all, they're going to have to go down the left flank with Kamada. Hoyga screaming for it inside, but Kamada, his cross cannons off Jordi Alba's shins, and he'll go out for a corner ball on the far side. Still pressing, Frankfurt. It's been a great show from them. The fans can be proud of them tonight. Will they make this substitution for the corner? They won't. It'll be Kostic, the Serb, to take the corner. Likely to be an outswinger towards the penalty spot. Ndika, 6'3" of him coming up, but they will take this time to make the substitution quickly. It's going to be number 18 coming on, Almani Toure. And he's going to replace Daichi Kamada, Japanese player. But Kamada looked like one of those that could really unlock the Barcelona defence at times tonight. But in the last 10-15 minutes, starting to huff and puff and be a bit isolated. So, fresh legs. Toure comes on. His first job will be to rush towards the penalty spot to attack this corner. It's swung in by Kostic, but only to the near post. And clearance has height on it, but no distance. And suddenly, Frankfurt flash one across the face of the goal, but no one there on the end of it. It was brilliantly done by Evan Ndika. Had 3 men around him. Beautiful skill. Created an opening, flashed it across left-footed. Ter Stegen pulls his arm away, seeing that there's no coming striker. And it rolls out play all the way for a throw-in. But Jordi Alba will come back. Still bodies deep into the Barcelona half, and they're going to get the ball 40 yards from goal in the middle of the park. Djibril Sow. But under pressure from Frankie de Jong, has to go all the way back to Kevin Trapp. Rolls his studs across it, and then first time after that, launches it up towards Borré. Poor headed clearance from Araujo. Kostic now. Running towards Araujo into the box and shoots, and it hits Araujo. No suspicion of a back pass. Ter Stegen picks it up, throws it quickly to Frankie de Jong. De Jong now with those long legs, brings it forward, beats one, nutmegs a second. He's barged to the floor. And another free kick to Barcelona. 10 yards, 15 yards into the Frankfurt half. It was Christian Jakic. Just decided he wasn't going to move and let de Jong go through him. So there's been a few cards lately, and that's actually, as I said earlier, referee yet to have given a red card this season. Well, he's given one, and you have to wonder, can Eintracht Frankfurt see this through and keep it at 1-1 to then go to Camp Nou next week? Jakic gets a booking. Busquets clips the free kick in. There's only Aubameyang and Torres up there, and it was a bit half-hearted, and it goes through to Trapp. Hauger now, the substitute, just in his own half on the right-hand side, in front of the dugouts. Under pressure from... It's only Rafael Borré up there on his own. Now they're down to 10 men, and Araujo soaks that up comfortably. Frankie de Jong, number 21. Toying with Borré on the halfway line, does well. Squares it to Eric Garcia. Edges it on to Araujo. Dembele now back to de Jong. Out to Jordi Alba. Taking their time, Barcelona. They'd be really stealing a victory if they did get one tonight. Dembele brings it onto his left foot for the cross. It's out towards Kevin Trapp and he's fumbled it, but luckily for him, Ndika hacks it clear and pumps it 50 yards up the park. It's brought down by Longley beautifully first time. Alba back to Longley, switch to Araujo, he's got space. Finds Dembele. Into De Jong in a similar position for the goal. It's almost identical to the goal. Dembele brings onto his left foot, threaded through for Alba, square, back to Dembele, but too much on that ball back square from Alba, and Christian Jakic gratefully carries it out from the edge of the box for Frankfurt. Now it's out to the goal scorer, Angar Knauf. It's a brilliant run though, and will Araujo get the through ball in front of Borré? He does. Comes to the rescue for Barcelona, the Uruguayan. Dembele, it only can go as far as Busquets. Still with it, Barcelona. Ferran Torres. Out to Dembele. Still no additional goals. It's Braga 1, Rangers 0, and West Ham 1, Lyon 1. Pedri, with his gloves on, knocks it out to the right hand side to Araujo. Frankfurt look like they're happy to just sit in now for the last 5 minutes and soak up what they can and hope that no goal comes. Alba inside to Busquets, who's in the middle of the park. 40 yards from goal. Inside to Dembele. Got two men in front of him. Tries to beat one. The first one's Kostic. They can't get past Kostic. But the loose ball over Araujo. Longley. Little chipped ball in towards the penalty spot. Headed clear by Gibril Sau. And then hacked clear by Ndika. Up towards Borré. It's 2 against 1. 2 Barcelona, 1 Frankfurt. And there's only one team winning it. And that's the Spaniards. Longley. Had a really good game, Clement Longley, since coming on to replace Gerard Piqué after 20 odd minutes. Steadied the ship. But they keep coming, Barcelona. Possession football, nothing too threatening, but just like the goal out of nothing, they can get anything they want. So many talented players in the front six. It's swept out left to Jordi Alba. Knauf goes up towards him to put him under pressure, prevent the cross. Pedri strokes it out to Araujo. Here's Ousmane Dembele, first time cross with the right foot this time, doesn't check back. And it goes straight into the 6-yard box and headed clear by Ndika, and it's going to be a corner on the far right for Barcelona. We've got Ragnar Ache warming up on the sideline, and a second Frankfurt substitution alongside him as well, so there's going to be another double change here. First of all, we've got a penalty to contend with. Dembele swings it in, it's a poor corner. Hacked clear by Rafael Borré. Back helping out the Colombian striker. But they're getting pulled apart a little bit in terms of position, Frankfurt. And they're lucky there that they don't concede a corner. Or do they? No, we're going to make the substitutions first. And then we'll know if that's a corner or a throw-in. Yeah, it's a corner ball. 87 minutes on the clock. Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Barcelona 1. Frankfurt down to 10 men. Tuta seeing red for a second yellow. Vicious tackle on Pedri just 5-10 minutes ago. It's going to be Dembele. Takes the corner short to Pedri. Back to Dembele. Thought about crossing, but instead he goes to the edge of the box to De Jong, who deftly chips one to the back post. And that's headed clear by Almane Toure, one of the substitutes. Going to be another corner for the teams currently sitting in second in La Liga in Spain. Taken quickly to the edge of the box to De Jong, who thinks about striking. He hits it into Borré's face almost. Barcelona get possession back. Long ball into the box, gets headed clear again by Almane Toure. And Barcelona will have a third corner in this near corner. as the clock ticks down. Dembele takes the corner, swings it in. It's a beautiful delivery and headed clear by Longley. Timed his run well, got up well, just couldn't direct the header downward enough, close enough to the post. So the substitutes coming on any second now. It's going to be Sebastian Rode and Ragnar Ache coming on. Rode, ex-Bayern Munich and Dortmund, in his second spell at the club. It's going to be Rafael Borré to come off. Putting a great shift, the Colombian up front. The second player to make way, we'll know in a second. So Borré off for Ache. I mean that in the nicest sense, to be replaced by Sebastian Rode. So Busquets wins the header, and the second ball's won by De Jong. Alba, Busquets tries to feed Torres down the left. Can't meet it. Torres doesn't come across quick enough. Now Barcelona have it on the far right. Gets played in square by Frankie de Jong towards Sergio Busquets. Alba now. Torres with two black shirts around him. Just find his experienced left back, dropping it back to him. Eric Garcia now bringing it forward as we've only got 10 seconds on the clock. Frankie de Jong. Oh, and Dembele. Brilliant bit of skill on the far right. He crosses to the edge of the box. It's a cut back really. Finds Pedri. Jordi Alba. Ferran Torres. All of them trying to find a little bit of space to get a cross or a shot away. And the best Alba can do is to left-footed hook it out. And Frankfurt will have a goal kick with just seconds remaining. We're going to see how many minutes injury time there will be as we take another look at that Agnar Knauf goal on 48 minutes for two wonderful goals tonight, really. One just a great strike from distance, and the other one just a team goal of liquid passing. A beautiful goal from Ferran Torres to equalise. So we've got 3 minutes injury time. And if this evening's showing is anything to go by, next week will be incredibly tasty in Barcelona. I think you'd expect Barcelona to go through at home, but Frankfurt have shown that they are a dangerous side. Jordi Alba finds Pedri. They're still probing slowly, Barcelona, looking for this winner. Alba lays it back to Longley. Up to the halfway line to Garcia. Feeds it right to Dembele, who